Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I want to start off by telling you that there is a warning I want to share with you. Bitcoin is burning. Bitcoin is burning. It's dropped quite a bit. It's dropped below 30,000, and it still keeps going down. I'm going to explain what's going on and why Bitcoin is having some trouble right now. It has to do with the words of Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, who works for the Biden administration. And Janet Yellen basically said some things that caused Bitcoin to plummet. And I'm going to explain why Bitcoin and your other cryptocurrencies might be in for a little bit of a fight. We're going to break this down on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins, your friendly neighborhood finance professor. And put your hashtag B1 in the chat. We talk about Black wealth, Black economics, and everything in between. But most importantly, we are Black first. We don't care about Black people that are on TV if they're not on TV to help the Black community. We put Black people at the top of the priority list. So put a hashtag B1 in the chat if you agree with me. I believe our community needs economic support and it needs to be direct. So, Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin. All right. So, how many of you own Bitcoin? Give me a yes in the chat if you own some Bitcoin. I own a decent amount of Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin and a lot of other cryptos. And I'll tell you what, this last week was a great week, and the week before that was pretty good, and a lot of other cryptos just kind of sailing along. And then all of a sudden, you started seeing this drop in price. Now everything's relative, right? Bitcoin drops from 37,000 to 29,000. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. But remember, just a year ago it was 6,000. So if you started a year ago, you're still up. If you bought in 2017, 2016, 2015, even 2018, and you did a hodl stands for hold on for dear life, then you're probably still up. But let me tell you why Bitcoin and all the other cryptos, not just Bitcoin, are pretty much getting their butts kicked right now, and it has to do with Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary. Janet Yellen, Biden's new Treasury Secretary, basically says that she wants to curtail the use of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. She claims that they are mainly used for illegal financing. Now, what's interesting is that there's a brother named Ian. I don't have Ian's last name in front of me, but Ian was here on the channel a few days ago. I don't have the name of Ian's company either. I need to write that down. But Ian says that's a myth. He says that's a complete myth, and I'm going to go and do some research on that. He says that that whole idea that a lot of crypto is used for illegal purposes. That's just their way of basically saying we don't like crypto. We don't think crypto should be a player in the currency game. Now, is that true or not true? Well, honestly, I don't know if it matters. All that matters is whether or not they have the ability to make crypto toxic enough that it doesn't ever become sort of an investment that attracts mainstream money. A lot of these assets, their values are driven by supply and demand, and nobody demands something that's been made toxic. Like for example, the whole lawsuit against right now against Ripple, aka XRP, is bogus. I think it's a bunch of BS. I think that they don't have any grounds to do this. But sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's like the in the Me Too movement. When you got a key, when you an accusation sometimes will be enough to take you down, enough to make you toxic, enough to make people want to stay away from you. And that's the problem here. So here's the deal. Yellen basically says that cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin should be that we should curtail the use of these cryptocurrencies because they're used for illegal activity. According to Business Insider, it says there's been a surge in interest in Bitcoin. Its price soared by 300% this year, but it was down 7.59% to 34,000 on Wednesday. But actually, I looked recently; it's actually down below 30,000, it's hit about 29,000. And Ethereum is down. And Ethereum is just a great currency and it's a great network. And it's very unfortunate that they can't find a way to include Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the other cryptos in the economic system. I think that they will, but you never know what they're going to do. It says Yellen's comments suggested that the incoming Biden administration would be hostile to cryptocurrencies and ramp up regulation. Watchdogs around the world, from the European Central Bank to the UK's financial regulator, have recently expressed concerns about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. So here's your big risk factor that's being sort of presented to you when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. The regulators are kind of showing that they want to really regulate, like Warren G, regulators round up, they really want to come in and not just regulate cryptocurrencies, but they want to regulate all the financial markets on a deeper level. And regulation tends to hurt valuation. Regulation, on one hand, the benefit of it is that it does protect you from economic crashes and things like that. But the problem is that regulation also slows down innovation and the ability to get things done. Like, so, for example, when you had the crash of mortgage-backed securities back in 2007, 2008, they made it super hard to get loans. So you have people that can afford to repay a loan, that have plenty of capital, that can't get a loan because of all the regulations. So sometimes regulators get in the way. But the regulators are important because they protect us from ourselves and keep us from having to clean up after a crashed economy. And what I just really wish is that they would just stop bailing out companies that fail when they want to operate without regulation. They have what is called I think what they call it, the federal put or the government put or something like that. Basically, where the government protects these companies when they operate in an unregulated fashion and make really bad decisions. And I think they should stop doing that. Stop bailing these companies out. Let them die. Let them burn down. No company's too big to fail. Come on. I mean, you could argue that, but I don't believe that's true. I think that they just don't want their friends to struggle financially, because remember, your government's run by a bunch of people who all used to work on Wall Street, or at least a lot of your financial types, a lot of when you talk about treasury secretaries and people like that, these tend to be people that have deep connections with Wall Street banks. So they're not going to let their friends crash and burn. That's just what it is. So it says Senator Maggie Hassan has asked Yellen during her confirmation hearing on Tuesday about the dangers of terrorists using cryptocurrencies. So now they're using the word terrorist and associating that with cryptocurrency. And that's how, ladies and gentlemen, they find ways to undermine your freedom. If I can connect what you're doing to alleged terrorism, well, nobody supports terrorism. So that's why we need to shut your stuff down and let us take it over so we can make all the money, because nobody wants to be a terrorist, right? And so when I heard them use that word terrorism, I said, oh, here we go. So now they're going to do pretty much the crypto. They're going to try to do the crypto what hotel chains were doing to Airbnb. When hotel chains started seeing Airbnb take off and go through the roof, they started to basically lie on them. No different from the way a 13-year-old girl might, is mad because another girl is getting the attention of her boyfriend. So she goes and starts whispering to other people that, well, she's a slut. She's a slut. I heard that she slept with the whole football team, right? So, and the reason she does that is because she sees a threat, right? It's fear mongering, SDM radio. Thank you. I agree with that. It is, it's malicious, it's pathetic, it's sad, but that's what they're going to do. So now they're going to associate crypto with terrorism, associate with illegal activity, make it toxic, which will give them an excuse to regulate. That is typically how all freedoms are taken in a society. Usually they will start off by saying there's this threat, you need us to protect you, so we made new laws that will keep you safe, so you're going to pretty much let us do whatever we want to do, and that should be okay. So let me read more to you. It says here that cryptocurrencies are a particular concern. This is what Yellen said. I think many are used, at least in a transaction sense, mainly in illicit financing. Those are heavy words when the Treasury Secretary says that she believes that cryptos are more bad than good, because they are mainly, she said, they are mainly used for illicit financing. She didn't say sometimes used. She didn't say, sparingly used. She didn't say like every now and then used in illicit financing. She said mainly used in illicit financing. Now, Kenya Atkins asked, should we sell or not? I don't give investment advice here. I don't tell you what to do. I never tell you what to do. I never tell you what to think. I tell you what I'm seeing, and every now and then I'll talk about what I'm doing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm not going to go buy more, but I'm not selling anything. And because I'm a hodl, I'm a hodler. Now, being a hodl, HODL, which stands for hold on for dear life. Being a hodler doesn't mean that you're right. It just means that you're in. It's like marriage. If you marry a woman and you say you love her till death do you part, that doesn't mean that it's going to work out and be wonderful. That doesn't mean that she's going to be healthy for the rest of her life. It means that you're just in it. Like, you're making a decision. You made a choice and you're sticking with your choice. So I'm a sturdy man. When I say I'm gonna stick to something, I stick to it. And I told y'all back in 2016 that I am a long-term investor. I'm not a trader. I'm not fly by night. I'm a believer in blockchain. I'm a believer in crypto. And and no, I will not be going in and selling my crypto unless I absolutely have to. Which might, maybe if it's a situation where, God forbid, really needed the money, or I just found another investment that's just 10 times better, I might consider it. But for the most part, I'm in it, and I'm going to be in it to win it, because I do believe this too shall pass. And I've also believed that these extraordinary networks developed and created by crypto experts are not going to go away. Blockchain sure as hell isn't going to go away, because blockchain is a world-changing technology. In case you don't know, blockchain can be used to literally make the entire world a better place. You'd be astonished by all the applications of blockchain. They go far beyond Bitcoin. But anyway, but just to give you other opinions, other perspectives, I'm going to bring some other experts in on crypto onto the Black Financial Channel, so that you can have the information you need to make the best decision that works for you and your family. I'm not a person who wants to be your Black leader. I believe everybody can be a Black leader, and I think that we should all just have information and become critical thinkers. So I'm an advocate of all of us learning how to think better, and gather information so we can make the decisions that work best for us. You are the president of the United States in your household. Never forget that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on crypto and Bitcoin. Janet Yellen, she just cost us all some money today with her words, literally her words, and the signal she just sent to the market, saying that the Biden administration is not going to support crypto. But don't forget this too. And I don't know what Kamala Harris's position is on all this, but I told you my theory on Biden and Harris is I don't even think Biden's going to finish his first term. I feel like they're propping him up a little bit like Ronald Reagan when he was on his last legs and they pretended like everything was okay and he was going to live forever. I believe Biden is not going to finish his first term, and you're going to have your first female president. And when you do, I'd be curious to know what Kamala thinks about crypto and what the Harris administration is going to look like. And I want you to record this and mark my words. 2 years from now, you're going to be looking back at this video and you're going to know that I was right, because you can't. I would put a ton of money on the fact that Biden is not going to finish his first term. I know an unhealthy man when I see one. That's just my 2 cents. All right. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to teach economics to your children, get your kids ahead of the curve. Feel free to go to financialworkbooks.com. That's financialworkbooks.com. We also have flashcards and things like that will help you to teach economics to your kids when they're young. And they were designed for Black children by by myself with a team of Black experts. So it's all Black all the time. And Black economics is the truth. That's our path. That's our power. I don't care what the politicians are doing. What matters is what you're doing. What are you doing? That's the question I ask you. So God bless you. Have a good night. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.